Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo982 and today we are back with another brand new video. Today's video we're here with another episode of the Rangers Roundup. That's right, another week where we just round up all the Rangers news, hence the name. But as always, just a friendly reminder before we dive into the Rangers Roundup, if you are new around here or even if you're a regular viewer and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, like 52% of you guys, make sure to be hitting that subscribe button and help the nation on our way towards 55k. But without any further ado, let's just jump into it then, shall we? 3, 2, 1. Story number 1 then, it's about Big Sexy himself, Mr. Too Sweet Herrera. That's right, remember him? The man who continues to get loaned out every 6 months to a different club because the previous club doesn't want him because he's not doing enough. Yeah, he's still bleeding us dry. But the latest whisperings and news that's around the internet is that Rangers have held talks with the man and his representation about ripping up his contract and moving away. A lot like what they've done with Carlos Pena just in a turn of year as Rocky Boy Johnson's getting in the act. Rangers have held talks with Herrera and is looking to do the same. The man's still got a lengthy bit of time in his contract. It's clearly not working out, loaning him out. No club's actually interested. No one wants to pick him up. And again, even though he started brightly in his most recent loan, it's just not turning into good enough performances that anyone wants to pay anything for him or even just take him for free. No club's willing to do that. As soon as they taste the product, they're like, And it finally just looks like Rangers went, you know what, we're going to stop doing all that now. I'm done with it. Let's just pay the guy off. Just get the 20 grand. That's the rumoured weekly wage of Herrera that we continue to still pay, by the way. Get it off the wage bill, get him gone, and let's move on. That's another costly mistake, and we're still paying for a lot of those mistakes that we made under Pedro Caixinha. Obviously, Pena was quite a hefty payoff. Herrera looks like it's next, but again, at least it's a step in the right direction. We're not going to once again loan him out, because if I had to do another transfer roundup where we loaned Herrera out again, just like, please take him, I couldn't handle it, alright? I just couldn't do it. That's pretty much story number 1 wrapped up in a neat little bow. Herrera is looking to be paid off. It should be announced pretty damn soon, and I will be updating you as soon as I hear more. What's your thoughts and reactions? Do you think it's a good thing that we're finally paying him off, or do you still think he wasn't given enough of a chance? That one's kind of ship sailed for me personally. I know I was kind of champing him when he was round the team to at least get a chance before we writ him off and continue to pay his wage, but it's been far too long now. He's had numerous chances to try even impress us along with the other clubs he's been at. He's just not done it on a regular basis, and I think it's about time that Rangers actually cancel his contract. Story number 2 then, it's going to be extremely short and directly to the point, but I felt like it was such a deliciously clickbaity tweet by Hummel. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll throw it right up there. They're back at it once again, teasing new Rangers kits. Now, if you followed them before they revealed the kits that we obviously have this season, they were doing little like breadcrumbs and everything like that, exactly the same as this, so they're clearly just getting back in the act. There's new Rangers kits on their way. And if I'm honest, not only did I want to just inform you that there's new Rangers kits on the way, but I also wanted to ask you guys what colours would you actually like to see, because there's so many mock-up kits all over the internet. There's red, there's white, there's black, there's even like a kind of Mandarin-esque, maybe even suggesting a little bit of orange in there as well. But what kind of colours would you like to see? For me, I'm pretty much going to do what I've done this season, which is pretty much just buy everything that I actually can do. But one thing I would say that we need for next season's Rangers kits is actually embroidered badges. You know what I mean? None of this kind of like thin plastic that starts to like kind of melt away when you put it in the dryer. I know you're not supposed to, but I'm lazy. You know what I mean? Just get proper badges, Hummel. That's all we ask. With that being said, that's 2 topics down now, leaving just one final one to discuss. But before we get there, we haven't done it in a couple of days. I'm thirsty. I'm sure so many of you guys are. Grab your refreshments, everyone. You know what time it is. 3, 2, 1. Sponsor break. Like, honestly, how did I miss a bottle? You know what I mean? How did I miss that? That's so embarrassing. Story number 3 then, and there's a reason we left this one till last. This has been dominating the Rangers news since it was announced about 48 hours ago, and it's just been getting hotter and hotter and hotter. And I wanted to leave it not only last for me to have my say, but you guys get involved down in the comment section. But I wanted to leave it a lot of time so I can read what the people's been saying on Twitter, because this one is kind of just shaking Scottish football up once again. You know what I mean? There's one side of it, there's the other side. Let's just see what's happening. Kilmarnock have cut Rangers' ticket allocation from 8,000 travelling support, which usually fills up the 2 stands, the Moffat and obviously the Chadwick stand, to just 4,000. So basically taking another stand away, leaving them with just 1. Now, before we go any further and I read out Rangers' response and we go from there, let's see what Kilmarnock's actually said when they actually announced they would be cutting Rangers' ticket allocation. As we continue our 150th anniversary, we want to turn our final match of the season into a celebration of all things. Kelly, with that in mind, we as a board of directors have made the decision to house Rangers supporters solely in the Chadwick stand, with the Kilmarnock supporters in the remaining free stands. And before we go any further with the video, if that had just been their statement, just that little compact thing that I had just said and they'd left it, nothing else, they didn't leave a wee dig that we'll explain in a minute, I think that'd have been a lot more understandable, because they've got a chance to beat their own record, you know, when they want to celebrate as a club with as many home fans at the game as possible. They didn't want to split it down the middle and have more Rangers fans at their big moment than Kilmarnock fans. I mean, that's understandable, they want to celebrate that. But the fact that they go on with another statement and actually say this key little sentence, I'm not going to read the full statement out because it's just more fluff piece stuff, but the key sentence that I want to highlight is this: we want to make sure Rugby Park is an enjoyable and safe environment. That is the key quote that I am going to focus on, because I just think that's utter bullshit. You know what I mean? Trying to go from the angle of fan safety, that's why we're cutting Rangers fans ticket allocation, is just utter shite. I genuinely smell shite. And it is, because it's just playing into that Scottish narrative right now that's gone about the press and everything, that the Rangers are the bad guys, jump on all these politicians' dick that continue to tweet out whenever a Rangers fan does something wrong, but they sweep away and ignore anything else that happens in the league. They're just feeding into that, and it's just petty bullshit in my personal opinion. Again, I'm not speaking for the entire Rangers fan base or anything like that. I'm just one single fan. I never have spoke for the Rangers fan base. I never will. I'm just one fan. But to just leave that little dig in there and put fan safety as one of the reasons for cutting the ticket allocation, sure tastes my mouth, and honestly, it's utter shite. Now, when it was actually announced, I've seen a couple of things online from actual Kilmarnock fans saying, oh, well, it's just a clear statement backing up their manager because of the incident between Steve Clarke and Rangers fans earlier on in the season. And if that's the route they're wanting to go down, I'm not going to say it's right or anything like that, but you can't lambast the entire Rangers fan base because of one song that was sung by some people at a game. You know what I mean? You can't just say all Rangers fans are this, all Rangers fans are that. If you want to back up your manager, fair, but let's see you back up your club captain next time Celtic comes into town and cut their ticket allocation in. Let's see some consistency. Let's not just play into the narrative that Rangers are the bad fans of Scottish football. Now again, that was just all my response to it. Let's actually jump over and see what Rangers' spokesperson's response to it. It was very swiftly from the Glasgow Rangers when this was announced, so this is all they had to say. It's extremely short and sweet. They go: we are disappointed with the decision, which will force us to consider carefully what application we will seek for future matches at Rugby Park. Now that is just pure Dave King. Genuinely, I could see that coming out of his mouth. You've saw with the battles with Sports Direct, the fact that Dave King refuses to back down with the atmosphere and the arguments with the lackey atmosphere at Old Firm games, all that stuff. Dave King will literally go down that route. They will just cut the Rangers' fans' tickets. We will not look to sell at 2 stands to give Kilmarnock as much money as possible in future games. Dave King will genuinely just go with the minimum amount of fans that we can go there and actually just punish them that way. We've seen it before with Dave King. He's a very stubborn man, and maybe that's what we need at this moment in time, just to say, no, we're not taking any more shit. We are not willing to go out there and sell more away tickets than home tickets to all these ground and give them a payday if they're going to continue just to kick shit at Rangers at each and every single opportunity. The only thing wrong with the actual statement, in my personal opinion, was the fact that they didn't call it the fan safety bullshit. That genuinely should have been mentioned by Rangers, because I think it's honestly disgusting, as you may or may not have seen, depends how much I cut because of curse words. So again, very briefly, just to recap my overall thoughts. Do I have any problems with Kilmarnock cutting their ticket allocation? No. Go ahead and celebrate it with a fan. You obviously deserve it. Do I have a problem with Rangers' response saying that they're going to seek maybe less tickets in the future, maybe starve them out a little bit? No. And the only thing I do have a problem with is the BS about the safety of the Kilmarnock fans, and that's one of the reasons why they wanted to cut the Rangers ticket allocation. But again, that is just my thoughts. What is yours? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. It's time to jump over to Twitter and hear directly from the people. Now again, there was no poll or anything like that. I've just asked what is your opinion on Kilmarnock cutting the ticket allocation. And the first one we're going to read out comes from Roy O'Neill. He says we should refuse the tickets and not go. Bolo writes in, if we are that much of a riot and concern to the people's safety, then they can keep the allocations cut for the whole of next season too. See how they like that. Rebel Fox writes in, we'll see if they can actually fill their seats. I highly doubt it. Kevin writes in, fair enough, their attendance is up this season to be fair, but we'd fully fill out the stadium, so it's just them receiving less revenue, just them being overly optimistic in my personal opinion. Samuel McFarlane writes in, Kelly never have full attendance, so I don't really see the need for any of this. RFC Loyal writes in, it's pointless because their stands are going to be half empty. Just another pointless dig at the Old Firm clubs if you ask me. David Campbell writes in, it's their ground, so if they want an empty stadium, then so be it. John Gibson writes in shite bags. Okay, and the last 2 or 3 that we'll actually read out comes from Alex Ferry. Says just plain old BS, my least favourite kind. And the last one we'll read out, just to make it fair, we'll go up there, we'll go up here, and we'll stop it right here. Cairo Kearney writes in, fan safety is BS. Other than that, they are allowed to cut it. Will they sell out those stands? We'll have to wait and see. They better, as our fans will then miss out if they don't sell the extra tickets. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You've heard from the people, you've heard from myself. If you haven't done so already, you know what to do by now. And as always, just a friendly reminder, in case you are free, June the 8th, and you want to help raise a bit of money for the charity, which is Sam H, dealing with mental health and suicide prevention in Scotland. It's a very, very serious ask. A lot of YouTubers are coming up against Falkirk Foundation coaches. Genuinely going to be a great event, and I want to raise as much possible for the cause, because again, it's one that's close to my heart. I'm sure a lot of you guys. So if you are free, the link for that will be down in the description below, alongside the Patreon link to those absolute legends that continue to support the channel month in and month out. I've been Siege over 92. Thanks so much for watching, and bye.